Our next guest is a multidimensional teacher and a spiritual healer, and she's also a shaman and soul path coach, here to bring us an awakening of sorts, Miss Amethyst Wyldfyre.
Hello. Welcome.
Yay.
Hey, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you so much for joining us on the conversation.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on the conversation. I'm so grateful to have the chance to be here again.
Great.
Well, we certainly welcome you back, and Happy New Year's to you as well. Wow, I'm so excited. I love when we have such powerful people on the show. And I want to thank, first of all, Adanya Wong for all she's done to get you back booked on the show.
Yeah, she's my go-to girl now.
She is outstanding and prompt. Before we get started, what have you been up to since the last time you were here?
Oh, Clark, I've been in metamorphosis mode, and the last time I was with you, I was talking about, kind of along the very same lines of subject matter that Mimi was just talking about, and my business and my business partnership has morphed quite significantly. We rebranded our business and got much more focused on who we were here to serve, and we have a brand new website that I don't even know whether you have seen that or not yet, Clark. It's theempoweredmessenger.com, and we have decided to focus our energy and our attention and intention on helping people who have been called to be messengers of change, to help them to find their voice, to help them feel safe and powerful speaking their truth, to help them learn how to feel safe, powerful, and ready to be seen in the spotlight. And here's another one, which I discovered in the couple of years that I was working with kind of just the entrepreneurial crowd. A lot of folks have a big challenge with feeling safe and powerful asking for money. So we have developed a bunch of products, my partner and I, and we are ready to begin 2012 really in a space of deep service to those people who are here to make significant world change happen.
Wow. And if you could talk a little bit more specifically about some of the products and those things that you do for your clients.
Sure, I can do that. So as I said, we're really focusing now on helping people who are being called or who have already been called to be messengers. And a messenger that you know who you are. The messengers know who they are. And many of them, we have an application form on our site called the C for a C appointment, and in our application form we ask very specific questions that get to the bottom of somebody's calling. And many of the people who filled out those forms, they put, I know I'm here to be heard by millions of people. I know this message is here to be heard by millions of people. And they are in different stages of their messengerhood. So our products are really designed for people who are at the beginning stages. They're getting the awakening. They're receiving the calling. They may be just, newly spiritually aligning and starting to hear from Spirit, and may still be carrying some blockages or fears around speaking their truth in the world, in a world that has up until now been a little bit of a challenge to speak spiritual truth in. We are really moving rapidly into a time where it's much more welcome. Spiritual truth is much more welcome than it used to be, but sometimes people are still carrying within them that fear. And so at that level, we're serving people to help them to feel just safe speaking their truth. And then at the next level, for anybody who's a messenger, in order to be heard by millions, you also have to create a business. And the business is the entrepreneurship or the vessel that carries your message out into the world. So I was talking with somebody the other day, and she was like, "Oh, I know I'm supposed to be, on Hay House and be at the I Can Do It conference speaking on the stage, and she's not charged any money for her work. She's been out in the world doing work for a couple of years, and she's not charging any money for it." And I said, "Sweetheart, let me tell you, you're not going to be on that stage if you don't, A, invest in yourself, and B, prepare to receive money so that your message can your platform for your message can be built, your entrepreneurship for your message can be built, and it can be valued appropriately in the world. So for her, I recommended Feel Safe and Powerful Asking for Money, because she said, oh, yeah, that's my thing. I just can't do that.
Right.
So.
Right, and I think it's really fascinating, because I think we hear a lot of times about people being called to do one thing or another, but you never hear about the support that they get. And I didn't realize there was a vehicle out there helping people realize that. So I think that's really amazing.
Well, part of the reason why we've created what we've created is because we ourselves are messengers. I personally am a messenger and have carried in my heart and in my being the awareness that I'm here to be heard by millions, and have reached that point where I have been heard by millions, if you count all the radio shows and telesummits and teleseminar series and right. international audiences that I've spoken to. I've been heard by millions at this point, and I understand the journey, and it does require internal support. It requires the internal support as much as it requires the external structures to be in place that will support the message.